Was the Sabbath changed by Jesus to Sunday? Did the New Testament writers change it to Sunday? Oh, no, certainly not. Now, let me say this. There's nothing in the Bible that says you can't gather to worship the Lord on a Sunday, the first day of the week. And God did not give the seventh-day Sabbath as a command to the whole church. That was something he gave to Israel and the Jewish people. I know the seventh day was set apart as holy as creation, but in terms of giving it as a law to a people as a Sabbath, that was given to the Jewish people. If you say, no, if it was given to Israel on the seventh day, I want to celebrate on the seventh day, wonderful. God bless you. You worked it out between you and God. But there's nothing wrong with Christians gathering on Sunday to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. After all, he rose on the first day of the week. But no, the New Testament does not change the Sabbath to Sunday. So we know in 1 Corinthians 16, Paul instructs the believers there the first day of the week to put aside money for an offering. He's collecting money to help the poor saints in Jerusalem, but it doesn't say there that that was the official Sabbath day. It's just the beginning of the week, so your first fruits. Put aside money for this offering. We're going to help the poor in Jerusalem. And yes, Jesus rose on the first day of the week, but remember, the disciples have to wait for the Sabbath to end before they go there, and then into the book of Acts, they're still celebrating the Sabbath. They're still keeping it on the seventh day. You say, but hang on. What about Acts? Acts chapter 20, verse 7, doesn't that say that the Sabbath was changed to the first day of the week? It says this, on the first day of the week, when we were gathered together to break bread, Paul talked with them, intending to depart on the next day, and he prolonged his speech until midnight. Now, actually, we don't know when that was. If it was a Jewish calendar, then that would be Saturday night. Doesn't that make sense, right? Saturday night, it's talking about, because in the Jewish calendar, it's evening, then morning. To this day, you start with the night, then the day. That's when it starts, okay? So on the first day of the week, Jewish calendar, that would be Saturday night. That's when it starts. And Paul's speaking till midnight. So that would just be a post-Sabbath meeting. If it's the Roman calendar, then it would mean Sunday night, and it could point to a Sunday meeting. But either way, the fact that believers gather, we know believers fairly early on would gather before or after work on a Sunday to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, but it was still a work day for them. It wasn't changed to the Sabbath. So it's perfectly fine for Christians, especially Gentile Christians. Sunday, a day set apart, a day of worship, a day of rest, and that functions as a Sabbath, fine. But no, the New Testament does not officially change the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. And it's not until the 4th century that the church actually makes that determination in an official way. And that is a decision that God never gave the church to make. So feel free to worship on a Sunday. Just don't say God changed the Sabbath to Sunday.